was vibration. The vibration became sound. We forged the sounds into notes and made the notes into songs, which, in turn, recreated us.
And I first became involved with the group about the end of 2007, and I came along to some rehearsals when the group was rehearsing to perform at the Conservatorium of Music, and I couldn't join in then because they were middle of preparing for a performance. So I came back in January and then started learning some of the instruments.
My name is Jackie, and I first joined the group in 1994. That was a long time ago. It's a really interesting mixture of people. They come from different cultural and ethnic backgrounds. They work from all different sorts of life, and they're all different ages as well. Some are students and some have been working people. And we just come together because we have this love of this quite interesting music.
Look, I think the most interesting thing about it is the vibrancy and how it's like a group effort. It doesn't sound good with less than 14 people. And also, even though some parts aren't that complex, together it sounds much more complex than many pieces of Western music. I also like the instruments and the way that there's male instruments and female instruments, and when the same piece is played with male and female instruments, it creates a beating from the out-of-pitch nature of each instrument, and that is also really interesting because that's something you don't find in any other Western music, or not to my knowledge any other music anywhere else.
I guess it has become part of an identity item for me, in that my family and my friends know that I'm unavailable on Wednesday nights because I have music practice with this gamelan group. So it is, I think, an integral part of my life, and has been for many years, and I can see myself doing it for indefinitely.
Angular melody.
My name's Isabel, and I first got involved in the gamelan group when I came to Sydney, which was late 1990s, and I got work at the Australian Museum, which have a Balinese Gamelan orchestra, which I knew from my history of living in Adelaide, because I previously played gamelan in Adelaide, but it was Javanese. What I really enjoy about the group, I think, is the performance side of it too. When I perform, it's in the present, and you are part of something that happens, something exciting that happens, and you're in a group of people that are enjoying that. So it's very life-affirming, I think.
My name's Gary Watson. My role in the gamelan group as the leader of the group, the musical director, I guess. We do with the drum? Okay. The leader is the repository of all of the parts, because unlike Western ensembles, there's no notation. So the leader of the group, the drummer, has to teach all of the parts to the different players by demonstration and imitation. And that's the method that's used in Bali, and that's how I learned from my teacher. So I basically sit at the instrument opposite the player, and I play part of their part, and then they copy it. And we just do that over and over again until that part's been internalised.
My name's Peter, and I've been playing with the gamelan group for about 10 years. And I first started learning and playing with the group after I'd been to Bali for my first ever trip there. And I saw and heard groups playing in Bali, and I was so intrigued by the sound that I just thought, I've got to learn how to do that. So I came back to Sydney and I asked around and discovered that there was a group that worked here and that I could join and start learning.
I'm Michael and I started gamelan, well I've had a few goes. I first did gamelan at University of New England at residential schools, and, Central Javanese and West Javanese gamelan. I started Balinese Gamelan at the Open Academy at the Conservatorium, and then the following year went on to join Tirta Sinar.
I enjoy the challenge of learning something new, which is not only learning new pieces but learning new ways of playing and new things about music. And I enjoy very much being with the group because it's like a little, it's like a family with its own dysfunctionalities as much as its friendships. And as part of the group, as part of what we do, we travel around together, we go to festivals or we travel on weekends to perform. There's a lot of collaboration. We have to load the truck, we have to unload the truck, we have to set the instruments up. We have to eat together. Sometimes we have to stay overnight in various places. Some of us have been overseas together at various times. That's all fun. It's being part of a group. And there's a common purpose for being there. It's never spoken. It's not explicit. It's just implicit that we're there because we enjoy it and we want to do it.
It's very intellectually stimulating with all the patterns and little puzzles it seems to explore. I feel that it's also very cleansing. It's very good to do after a day at work in the office and to really get all that stuff out of your system and get yourself thinking and feeling in a different way so that you're not taking work home to bed with you.
I'm Giles. I first started playing gamelan back in 1993, I believe it is, and that was with a Javanese group based at Sydney University. I'd always been interested in gamelan and I had exposure to it a little bit at school. Playing music is just something that gives me lots of pleasure. It's just fantastic to listen to, and if you can share that experience with somebody else who's going to get exactly the same kind of experience out of it, that makes it even better. And it's the fact that everyone contributes to that kind of, gets that same kind of sensation out of playing this music that really, is the real buzz behind Balinese Gamelan music.
My name's Joshua. I started possibly about a year ago, and what inspired me to investigate gamelan was learning about rhythm and melody. What a great bunch of folks they are. Well, they are. Everyone. I don't know anyone that doesn't laugh or have a capacity to laugh. Sometimes there are serious moments and very frustrating moments and awkward, very awkward moments as well. Thinking, even having total despair, but they pass. They always pass, and then it moves back into a rhythm again, or a sense of understanding. There's doubt, confusion, disorientation, and then things sort of naturally fall back into place.
The thing is that when I play, it's not a case of when I play, because gamelan is a communal event, it's a communal experience. So what I feel doesn't just depend on what I feel. It depends on how everyone else feels and to the extent to which everyone else in the group is contributing to the combined effect of the music. Everyone's important in the group, the way the music is structured. Even the simplest part is essential, and if that part isn't executed properly, it mars the whole effect. So I feel different things. If the group isn't pulling together, then I feel annoyed, and I feel frustrated and not satisfied. But when it's clear that everybody in the group is tuned in, is on task, and they're really focusing and concentrating on what they're doing, they understand what they're doing, and they can hear what they're doing, then that's thrilling. That's very exciting. Then we're actually making music.